task in All Along the Watchtower.
Did you inform NATO about that incoming object, sir?
No, Tench.
Why not?
Because it was a puffin.
Oh, not a Russian missile, then?
Tench, they were all scrapped in the mid-80s. The only way a Soviet missile would arrive in this base is melted down and recycled as cutlery. As long as we don't buy any Russian spoons, we're going to be fine.
Listen, then. I've just received some exciting news from the Ministry of Defense. As from today, this base will play a vital role in the gathering and transmitting of meteorological data.
So, in other words, they want us to do the weather forecast.
No. This is military intelligence work. It'll be our task to supply RAF fighter pilots with crucial operational information.
And what sort of information would that be then, sir?
Well, whether it's raining.
Sir?
Yes, Tench.
I'm a bit worried, sir. If we're taking over the weather forecast, what about Heather the weather girl? She'll be out of a job.
Yes, Tench. I don't think the Met Office expects us to put on a posh frock and stand in front of a map. They're just closing down the local weather station.
But why, sir?
Well, Tench, it's all part of an ongoing program of rationalization.
To prevent government departments unnecessarily duplicating their work.
How did you know that?
Because, sir, I received exactly the same letter from the Met Office this morning.
Oh, I got one of those.
Now, do either of you know what this is for?
No?
No, sir.
Pity. What about this?
No idea.
Well, can anyone see anything that looks even vaguely familiar?
Yes, sir. This looks like snow.
Well, whatever they're for, it's obvious we've got some pretty high-precision instruments here.
Ah, well, there's no doubt what this is for.
Handy storage bag.
Yes, well, at least we don't have to worry about how that one works.
Well, you think they'd send us the instruction manuals?
When I was at school, I made this weather chart. If it was sunny, I used to stick a yellow sun on it. And if it was cloudy, I used to stick on little bits of cotton wool.
You wouldn't still have that, would you? Now, I want all this equipment set up on the roof, and then I want you, Tench, to go up every day and take the readings.
What, even if it's raining?
Well, especially if it's raining, Tench.
So, what do you think?
You're not got anyone going out there, you. Not for midges that size.
No, Dougie. This beer garden is based on a carefully planned business strategy.
Dad, it's based on the fact there was a special offer in parasols. Next time you're passing the DIY centre, buy something we need.
We need a beer garden.
Dad, this place is falling apart. The roof's in a state, the wiring's dodgy, there's not even a smoke alarm. What if there's a fire?
We could go out into the beer garden.
Anyway, sticking a couple of umbrellas up hardly counts as a beer garden.
Oh, well, no. It may be small, Ellie, but it's got a certain enchanting atmosphere. Yes. All we need now is a spell of decent weather.
Aye, that'd be nice with school sports day coming up. Make a change not to have to finish the obstacle race in a canoe.
My father had a foolproof way of predicting the weather nach the Clachnig. He used to nail a piece of seaweed to the back door. Sometimes it would turn brown, sometimes it would turn black, and sometimes it stayed green.
And what did that mean, Dougie?
I haven't a clue, but it always rained.
Yes, well, it's not raining now, is it?
Not yet.
It's just a passing shower.
So, Tench, what's the weather like?
I don't know. I haven't analysed the figures yet.
That's your job, Harrison. Better get on with it.
Yeah, smart move by the Met Office, getting us to do all their work for them.
It's our duty, Harrison. Remember, this isn't just any old weather. This is military weather. And these figures may not look much, but to a lone airman, cut off behind enemy lines, this could quite literally mean the difference between being wet and being dry. Now, take that through, fax it off right away.
Perhaps I should copy it out first, sir. I'd imagine they only want the figures, not the actual weather itself.
2 pints as usual, Ian.
Aye, right you are. Would you like plastic glasses?
What for?
You might want to sit out in the beer garden.
Like to sit in the shallow end or the deep end?
But it looks like it's starting to clear up.
You got a marker pen, Dad?
Yeah.
Very good, Ailey. You do this all by yourself?
No. I'm more of a modern artist. I've got this great idea for a sculpture of a Scotsman, sawn in half and pickled in whiskey.
Ian, I believe this may be yours.
Oh, thanks very much. Just leave it there and I'll put it outside to dry. A pint of the usual.
Yes, thanks. You're not serious. School sports day.
Of course. Every school has a sports day. I bet your school had a sports day. Why shouldn't mine?
Because your school only has one pupil.
So?
Well, it must cause a bit of trouble in the relay race.
There you go.
Cheers.
You know, Callum was saying he'd love to have his prizes presented by an RAF officer.
Oh, well, okay.
So I was wondering if you'd ask the wing commander if he's free. All right, Simon. You can present the prizes. On one condition. You give me a hand setting up first.
Well, I'd be honoured. Incidentally, shouldn't this be indoors if wet?
No. Up here it's definitely outdoors if dry.
No, really. I mean, he's been the find of the season for us, the Rangers, is because they've spent a lot of money, Rangers. But the little man's come in.
Right, Ted, sets me off to bed. Don't stay up too late.
I won't, sir. I'll just watch the end of this match.
Here's another chance, though. Ball over the top. This time it's Rod Wallace's striking partner. Johansson is chasing it into the right back area. Gets the crossover to Ward.
Well, tonight's Thought for the Day has been cancelled, whilst the allegations against Reverend Young are investigated. But now it's time for Heather the Weather.
Hello there. Well, once again, it's been a pretty wet day across much of the country. And if we take a look at the rainfall figures,
All right, Tench.
the west of Scotland
Oh,
for the
hello,
brunt
sir.
of that
I was
rain.
just checking the weather report, sir.
That's very diligent of you.
Oh, well, you know, you've got to check what they're doing with our data.
Yes. So it wouldn't be by any chance that you've got a bit of a crush on the weather girl?
No, sir.
No. Can I ask you then, why you videoed this?
Shall I take these through to Flight Lieutenant Harrison, sir?
Oh, Tench, you're soaked to the skin.
I know, sir.
Oh, get away from the console, man. You're dripping on the circuit.
And she's got her own weather page on CFAX.
Is she really?
Yes, sir. It's called Heather's Weather Page. It's got all sorts of weather facts and a weather tip of the week.
Don't tell me. Wear a coat when it's cold.
Oh, you've seen it? Yeah. And you can vote for the weather personality of the week. It's between this bloke in Ipswich who won £10,000 betting on the weather and the Guildford pensioner who keeps hailstones in a freezer.
Tench, people like that do not have personalities. They are, by definition... Did you say £10,000?
That's right. I bet it would rain every day of the month.
Tench, I think I've just found a way to make all this extra work worthwhile.
Oh, no, sir. I wouldn't bet on the weather. It's far too unpredictable.
Yes. Why don't you go and dry yourself up whilst I finish copying out these figures?
All righto. Thanks, sir.
Well, we're hoping that Reverend Young's court case can be cleared up just as soon as the police locate those missing witnesses. So, in the meantime, let's go over to Heather the Weather.
Hello there. Well, once again, it's been an unusually wet day across most of the country, but most unusual of all was this freak sandstorm up in Auchnacluchny. Over 50 millimetres of sand was recorded. Before the storm
Hello, yeah. Could I have the number for the nearest branch of Ladbrokes, please?
Tomorrow, let's hope the outlook improves, especially up there in Auchnacluchny.
Thanks.
Good night.
Auchnacluchny? What's this, Harrison?
It's the weather forecast, sir.
But they can't put that out on television. This is an MOD facility. Our weather's top secret.
With respect, sir, what did you think the Met Office were going to do with our weather figures?
It's military information, Harrison. That means it's classified. I'm going to have to take it up with the Met Office right away.
For the long-range weather forecast, press 23. For a summary of last week's rainfall in Guinea-Bissau, press 24. For the weather in RAF Auchnacluchny, press 25.
For heaven's sake.
No joy, sir?
No. I'm just going to have to write them one of my letters. They're going to wish they'd never crossed swords with Hilary Campbell-Stokes.
Well, good luck, sir. Oh, by the way, the word processor's over there. That one's more likely to launch a missile.
Miserable weather we're having.
You're not supposed to know that.
Heather, Heather, whatever the weather, you light up the life of a man north of Fife.
Ah, there you are, Tench. You got those figures for me?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Oh, sir, you've made a mistake.
It's not a mistake, Tench.
It was only 1.5 centimetres of rain. You've put 4.5?
I've done that on purpose. I'm sending through the wrong figures.
I don't think the Wing Commander will like this.
Nor do I, so I suggest you make sure you don't tell him.
But, sir, it's falsifying official figures.
Tench, how can I put this? I've just placed a bet that this month's rainfall in Auchnacluchny will break the maximum monthly total ever recorded in Great Britain. If all goes well, I stand to make £50,000.
Oh.
Now, I once lost £1 in a bet, and I was quite cross. Can you imagine how cross I'm going to be if I lose £50,000? And it's all your fault.
I'll leave those with you then, sir.
Right. Come on. Who's done this?
Don't look at us, Ian.
I think we are. Kids.
Come on, Andy. Let's get back to work.
How long has it been like this, Dougie?
For some time, I think. But that octopus is definitely new.
I wonder why I bother sometimes. If I had enough customers, I'd ban those two.
We could always go halfway, Ian, and ban them from the beer garden.
Someone up there doesn't like me.
Well, whoever it is, they've left the bath running.
What are you on about, Dougie? There's no one upstairs. I'm just going up to fix the roof now.
Harrison, do the Scots have a word for that sort of dull, rainy weather?
July, sir? Why do you ask?
For the time being, Harrison, that must remain confidential. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Just heard that the Reverend Young has escaped. He's warned people not to approach him. And now it's time for Head of the Weather.
Hello there. Well, it was another wet
Sir,
and
I've
windy day across
wrestled
the
with
board.
my conscience,
Most places
and
reported
I
a fair
cannot
amount of
take
rain,
part in
and
falsifying
yesterday
official
dull and
figures.
cloudy. And I have to say,
You see,
yet
sir-
again, Auchnacluchny has experienced another amazing amount of rainfall. So a special hello to our brave RAF boys up there.
Yes, perhaps we should send through the right figures from now on.
Right, sir.
Thanks. Still, I suppose it does mean that Heather will never mention us again, but,
Oh, no, sir. I've changed my mind! Go on, sir, put 9 inches. That'll really impress her.
Yes, I'm sure it would. However, I think you're in the realms of fantasy there. No, 3.5 centimetres is all we require for our purposes.
Right, men, stop what you're doing. I want you to assemble at once for a top-level, maximum security intelligence briefing.
Shall they open the soundproof conference room, sir?
No, it's far too cold in there. We'll use the kitchen. Now, it's come to my attention that civilians in the village have been openly giving out details of our weather. These are the sort of phrases I'm talking about. Miserable day, it's a bit nippy. Nice weather for ducks. Happy dreich. Whatever that means.
What about, it's turned out nice again?
I haven't heard anyone actually using that one, Tench, but you're on the right lines. Now, I intend to bring this up with the locals at the village liaison committee, so make sure you're there on time, Harrison.
Oh, I'll be there before you will, sir. I promised to help set up the school sports day in the classroom.
You mean they have it in the classroom?
Yes, just in case it's chucking it down.
Chucking it down. Well done, Harrison.
Do you think Callum's a bit old for these sorts of games?
What did you have in mind, Simon?
I don't know. Athletics, pole vaulting, hurdles, high jump, that sort of thing.
Aye, very good idea, Simon. I'll just apply for the equipment and they'll send it right over. You know, they'll build me a full-size swimming pool. I could even put in a bid to host the next Olympics.
Well, you have more chance than Manchester.
You can give me the money to repair this lot. I've been singing here for years.
What happened to it?
Well, when I was at school here, there was a certain pupil who didn't know his own strength.
Oh, right, yes, yes. Would that by any chance be the same pupil that's currently pining away for you on an oil rig?
Yeah.
Oh, he's very strong for an 11-year-old, wasn't he?
It was 8.
Now, I'd like to start this meeting with a very important announcement.
Thank you. I'm collecting this month for the poor, starving, needy people.
No, sit down, Mrs. Mulvey. I've changed the agenda. Now, it's come to my notice that certain people... Are you paying attention, Guthrie?
What? Oh, sorry.
Now, it's come to my notice that certain people in the village have been flagrantly using weather-related... What is going on?
He was holding the spoon with both hands. You're meant to use one hand in the egg and spoon race.
That hardly matters, Mrs. Mulvey. In any case, you're wrong. Use of 2 hands is permitted. It's touching the egg that's illegal.
Thank you. I beg to differ, Wing Commander. Those may be the English rules, but...
So, your announcement, sir.
Just a minute, Harrison. I want to clear this up. The rules of the egg and spoon race are quite clear.
One hand only.
Mr. Chairman, this meeting is becoming a little bit childish. So I would like it noted in the minutes that I do not need to cheat to beat her in an egg and spoon race.
Right. There's only one way to settle this. Give me that spoon, Guthrie. Well done, Guthrie.
Thank you. What was my winning time?
3 minutes 52.
Oh, that must be some kind of a record.
Yes, although I suspect if we tried to get it ratified, they'd insist on a drugs test.
Two kisses.
Ready to do the figures, Tench?
Oh, yes, sir. Have we broken the record yet, sir?
Nearly there. Only another 4.2 centimetres to go.
We've done it. Put 4.2 centimetres, sir.
You've no style, have you? There's another day to go. We put 4.1 centimetres today, leaving 1 millimetre for tomorrow.
But supposing we don't get it, sir?
Tench, we're doing the figures. How could we not get it?
Well, I think that's it okay now, Doogie.
Aye, but this one's get worse.
Yeah, well, I'll worry about that when someone else sits there.
It has been unlucky, though.
Aye. You don't normally get as much rain at this time of year.
No. It's normally sleet.
Are you all right there, Wing Commander?
Perfectly fine, Guthrie.
Would you not like a drink?
Nope, won't be necessary.
Oh, good evening, Wing Commander.
Ah, hello, Mrs. Mulvey. A pint of the usual.
I've come to check my charity tin, Mr. Guthrie.
We won't find much in there, Mrs. Mulvey.
Oh, you're wrong, Mr. McLagan. I think someone's been very generous. Some people are very, very sick.
And looking at tomorrow, for once we can expect a bright, sunny day across the whole of the country. So good news for everyone, but commiserations to Auchnachuachnaigh, just 1 millimetre short of breaking the monthly rainfall record. And I'm afraid it looks like they're going to fail. Winds will be light.
I'm beginning to wish I put a bit more on.
Oh, well, sir. There's always next month.
Yes. Now the weather's turning, perhaps we could have a crack at the sunshine record.
There you are, Harrison. It's all there.
What is, sir?
Hard evidence. More than 24 instances of people openly talking about the weather. There's one woman outside the post office talking about it for 45 minutes.
Good Lord, sir.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. We've got to find out who the persistent offenders are.
Yes, quite.
The trouble is, I think they're getting a bit suspicious of me. Things got pretty tricky when I had to keep up with a particularly long anecdote by going into the toilets.
You didn't follow people into the gents, sir.
Wasn't the gents, Harrison. So on the whole, I think it'd be better if you went tomorrow.
Me, sir?
Yes, after the sports day, I want you to go to the pub and take notes.
No, I can't go tomorrow, sir. I've got to do the weather figures.
Oh, don't worry about that, Harrison. I can send them through.
No, I'd really rather, sir.
What are you saying, Harrison, that I'm not capable of sending through some figures?
No, it's not that at all.
Well then, Harrison, I shall send them through, and you shall go on your undercover mission. And that's an order.
What are we going to do, sir?
We'll just have to hope it rains. Oh, great.
Well, Harrison, you've got the perfect day.
Sir?
For your undercover mission. This is exactly the sort of weather that'll flush people out.
Sir, your letters arrived from the Met Office.
At last. Now we're going to see some action. I expect this went right to the top. What in the name of... Read that, Harrison.
Dear Hilary, thank you for your interest in the weather. Whilst Heather cannot read all your letters personally, she'd like to offer you the chance to become a junior weather wizard. In the meantime, please find enclosed a signed photograph of Heather.
Heather the traitor, more like. Dishing out secrets to the enemy. They haven't heard the last of this.
Oh, no. He got 3 kisses.
Not a cloud in sight.
I don't like the look of it at all.
Me neither, Mrs. Mulvey.
Didn't we leave it outside then?
What's that?
Well, we're just trying to decide if it's worth taking the stuff outside.
Right. You think it might rain?
Or it may.
I hope you're not thinking of sending my boy out on a day like this.
Can't I just do the first race outside, Miss?
Right, everyone. The egg and spoon race will be held outside. Are you ready, Simon?
Yeah, nearly there. Right! Competitors, step forward.
Go on, son. You can do it.
It's in the bag.
On your marks. Get set.
3.4 centimetres. To think that this is the actual rain that broke the rainfall record.
There you are, Tinch. You got those figures for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So these are today's figures, are they?
Yes, sir.
Good.
What are you doing, sir?
You don't think I'm going to send those, do you? I'm going to send some figures of my own. There. Rainfall for today. Absolutely zero. Oh, yes, Tinch. If they're going to broadcast our weather all over the world, I'm going to make it work in our favour.
I don't think Flight Lieutenant Harrison will like this.
Oh, he will, Tinch. But think about it. The Russians see our weather on the telly. They land on the beach, expecting a heat wave. And while they're hopping about trying to put on their waterproof trousers, we're picking them off like ducks in a pond.
Sir, what about this rain?
Rain, Tinch? I see no rain.
Well, Dougie, I'd say that beer garden has turned out to be a pretty shrewd investment.
Right, everyone. The drinks are on me.
How did Callum get on?
I'm just so proud to be his mother. He won every race.
Oh, grand, grand. But what was his time in the egg and spoon race?
Ian, I want you to crack open a bottle of your finest champagne.
Righty, I've just got the one bottle left. It was open for Callum's christening, but I think there might be some fizz left in it.
Sounds wonderful.
Are you all right, Simon?
I'm in a generous mood, Ailey.
Uh-huh. Well, if you're determined to give away all your money, how about buying that new sports equipment for the school?
What an excellent idea.
I don't suppose there's any chance of you paying for my operation.
Only if it's to have you surgically removed from that bar stool, Mr. McLagan. There you are. Is that enough? Cheers, everyone. Here's to your wonderful Scottish climate.
Cheers. Sounds like Harrison.
Best be off to bed, sir.
Ah, Harrison, how did your mission go?
Oh, the undercover operation thing. Yes, they, rumbled me straight away. Stole my notebook and chucked it in the sea.
Right.
Did you do the weather figures, sir?
Ah, the weather figures I certainly did, Harrison.
Excellent.
Matter of fact, I was just about to watch the weather report. I'm rather looking forward to it.
Not half as right as I am, sir. Cigar?
Oh, awfully decent of you, Harrison.
Well, I have to admit, we did get it a bit wrong today. It started off nice and sunny, but then we saw rain across the whole of the country. Everywhere, that is, except for Auchnacluchny, where they had absolutely no rain at all.
Disinformation, Harrison. I fiddled the figures. Now, why didn't you think of that? You know your trouble, Harrison. You're too honest.
And BBC One will be back manning the Watchtower next Sunday at the earlier time of 6:15. Back to this evening, and the Antiques Roadshow is next.